We continue to follow breaking news involving the Little Rock Police Department. Earlier in our newscast, we told you about an officer-involved shooting. We are waiting for a press conference to begin shortly involving the police chief, Keith Humphrey. He's expected to talk about this any moment. Real quickly, the shooting took place at 7:30 on Karon Court, which is just south of Baptist Health Hospital near Barrow Road. As you can see, the police chief is ready to talk to the media, so let's go ahead and listen in.
Humphrey, I'm the police chief for the city of Little Rock. What I'm going to tell you right now are very preliminary comments, a very brief statement about what happened. We will provide additional information in the very near future. But today at 1808 hours, a female came to our northwest substation on Canis, advising that a male had taken her child hostage. At that point, officers responded to the location. Officers realized that this was a barricaded persons call. At that point, we called for our SWAT team. As our SWAT team was staged and initial responding officers were around the house, shots were fired inside the house. The officers realizing that the child was being held hostage, and for the safety of the child, and realizing that this was an active shooter incident, gained entry inside of the house. At that point, a male subject confronted the officers, and shots were fired. We then discovered that there was a child inside a separate room that appeared to have gunshot wounds also. The subject was pronounced deceased at the scene, and the child was transported to a local hospital, unknown condition. At this time, the investigation is still ongoing. There's not a lot more I can tell you, but we will be providing additional information tomorrow. Any questions?
You've been listening to Police Chief Keith Humphrey give us an update on a shooting that took place earlier today on Karon Court. Some interesting information and shocking information as well. To briefly give you a recap of what happened, a female, according to Police Chief Keith Humphrey, came to the substation on Canis earlier this evening and informed officers at the substation that a male had taken her child hostage. As a result of that statement, police quickly responded to the location on Karon Court along with SWAT teams and discovered that an individual had barricaded himself inside that house with the child. We do not know the age of that child. SWAT officers heard shots fired from within the house and realized that a child was being held hostage. They took more aggressive action and gained entry into that house. Once they were inside, the male suspect inside the house confronted officers, and according to Chief Keith Humphrey, that's when officers fired their shots and killed that male person. They continued to investigate inside the house and did find a young child in another room with gunshot wounds. That individual, that young child, was taken to the hospital. The condition of that child is unknown. As you can imagine, this is going to require a very lengthy investigation, but that is the latest information we have straight from Police Chief Keith Humphrey. Of course, Fox 16 will continue to follow this. We will update our website, fox16.com, as this story continues, and of course, we will continue to follow it in the coming days.